Hello there, fellas. Many who clicked may be wondering if this is another guide from Arnold or AP Gaines. You're probably questioning right now, who the fuck is this guy talking? No worries, I played Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes for 4 years about now, and I'm strictly free to play. So I'm going to show you all how to properly set up your Grand Arena defense. Alright, so today's season is, this season right now is 3v3, but this guide or video will also apply to 5v5 as well. So this is my GA defense, Grand Arena defense right now. First of all, especially if you're like a content creator or streamer watching right now, you probably would want to change your defense from time to time. That's my first recommendation because, well, you don't want any stream snipers or anyone else studying all your or groundbreaking all your strats or whatever. So, like, I'd say every 2 to 3 games, just switch up a couple teams here and there. Even if you're just a casual player, I still advise this. Occasionally, I kind of switch up my defense. Like, sometimes sometimes I replace, this team, Shaq and Clones with, I don't know, Padme or whatever. To just, so no one can be like, so no one's like, again, no one's like, trying to investigate your whole roster and how you play or whatever. Anyway, while setting up your teams, the position they're in are also very important. For lower divisions like Carbonite or Bronzium, the top of your defense, like the top of your defense here with the ships, that contains more banners. Like as you can see here, if I compare this is, well, actually I'm in higher defense. In higher defense, this is vice versa. If you're in a higher defense, then the bottom points are contain more. So if you see here, 232 banners conquer, and up here it says 186 for the fleets. And here down here says 260 and 232. So again, if you're lower divisions, then put your stronger teams in the top. However, if you're in a higher division like me, I'm in Adrodium, I think. Yeah, I'm in Adrodium. Then you should put your stronger teams in the bottom there. But one thing that'll stay constant no matter what your division is front defense must always be better, I think this is common knowledge to some degree in this game. Why do I say this? Putting larger teams in the front lines forces your opponent to sacrifice extremely good teams. Like I have my 2 GLs here. I have JML and Kenobi on both sides of the front, which can definitely force my opponents to milk out their god tier like teams or whatever. And I also encourage to add another strong team or two in the back. And I say this because if you have like an all-powerful defense in the front, but your back wall is just shit, that's not good. Like if your back wall is important too, because if your back wall is shit, then then your opponent's just gonna one-shot the rest, and they're gonna get a boatload of banners. You don't want that. So right now, I have Qui-Gon in the back. That's really broken in Grand Arena. I put that in the back. So so I could still technically kind of force my opponents to play harder, despite me forcing them in the front. I could still give them a little challenge in the back. That helps. However, following that up leads to my next key tip for people who are short on defensive teams. Like, what if now let's just say, what if, hey, I don't have enough slots to fill all my teams or defensive teams or whatever. And Now this used to be, now I gotta be honest, this used to happen to me a lot. I think this happens to a lot of people in their early stages of playing. So I'm just saying this now to anyone who is early birds playing, to not make the same mistake as I did. One is probably the obvious one. Farming and gearing more characters, obviously. Same with offense. The more relics you have, especially if they're important relics, that also are required for legendaries, those are also good, and they're also suitable for a good team. And yeah, farming ahead before you venture into higher divisions, that's important. And there's also another strat that I like to use. And I used this in my early days of playing. So for so and I still kind of do this when I'm trying to farm for new teams. So for each team, I relic or high gear at least one useful character. Like, let's just say, for example, I don't know. You're forming a separatist team over here, and they're all low gear, but relic first, but you high gear and relic Grievous first, which obviously he's important. He's the leader, and also he's the monstrosity. He does monstrous damage. So yeah, and also other teams like I'll give other examples like ignore the weird names I have for my presets. Padme. If I'm trying to form up a Padme team, if you're trying to form up a Padme team, and they're all like low gear and barely anything, relic General Kenobi first. He's the key important. He's a literal tank. So if you relic him first, then he's going to take all the hits and he's barely going to die. At least when you start off playing, and this is really important for early players. So again, I'm just this is a tip exclusively for early players. Another tip that I wanted to share was sometimes using an offensive team that's also good on defense can be useful. Like if you have all your defensive teams filled, but you have a couple slots that are missing, and let's just say, I don't know, first order. They're a good balance between offense and defense. So putting them there, so in one match you put first order there, and then the second match you put, I don't know, gas. Going back to that, changing teams each match or setup phase, to prevent to just change up your strategy and kind of be unpredictable in Grand Arena. Now, before I venture off and waste more of any of your time, There's one last strategy to keep in mind, and that also applies to other multiplayer games. To defeat an enemy, you must know them. Um, Quoted by the great Sun Tzu, or more fitting to this game, Grand Admiral Thrawn. Usually before attacking, I look at my opponent's roster. So if I'm in a setup phase right now. So if I go to my first opponent's roster, let's see here. He has Rey and Kylo as GLs. So okay, if he's using Kylo on defense, then I don't know, I could probably pull GML out of defense so I could counter that. However, if he's on offense, then I could keep JML on defense. Or hey, look, there's Wampa here. Okay, I might have to take out my Grievous, or because Wampa just wipes out Grievous like nothing, and just replace it with the harder team. So to prevent kind of like a Wampa solo. So yeah, you get the idea. And also there's also the website SWGOH.gg. That's if you want to dive deeper into how your opponent acts or whatever, or if you just want to just study the game in general. There are like a boatload of like counters they have in that website. Um, like um, they literally have every team, like like if you just search up Captain Phasma counters, they have like a whole freaking list of like anything. Like if you want to have um they have like certain teams, and also not just that, but and also you could check your opponent's history and Grand Arena, to see if they which teams they put in offense or defense throughout their history of you know playing. Um, Anyway, that's all I have, and I hope this helps. If this did help you, then be sure to like or maybe subscribe. Anyway, that's all I have. See ya.